Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate all of you. And I'm sorry I haven't posted a new episode for a couple of weeks. It's been a little busy. Sometimes I get kind of busy chasing my own dream too. So thank you so much for sticking with me. Today, I want to talk about victimhood. And I'm sitting here in my living room in front of this old photograph. This is the church where my great grandfather was baptized in Lithuania. And you know, if anyone could ever feel like they were a victim of circumstance or a victim of bad luck and that kind of thing, it would have been my great grandfather. But he never accepted the victim mentality, you know? And I think there's something to be said for that. So I want to talk for a moment about what a victim really is, and what that really means. I think so often people get a couple of definitions mixed up, the word martyr and the word victim, which are two completely different things. A martyr is someone who dies for their beliefs, usually regarding faith. So that's a martyr, which is a lot different than being a victim. Um, the word victim in itself, I will tell you that the definition is a person harmed, injured, or killed as a result of a crime or accident. Or it's a person who is tricked or duped. Now, of course, if you are harmed or killed, due to a crime or an accident, that's not on you, right? And that's truly a victim. I think when you're tricked or duped, not always, but sometimes it's because you allowed it, because you had something to learn from that situation to grow. And as long as you take it as a lesson, it's no longer being a victim. You're allowing yourself to be a student, right? In the Bible, and I think it's the book of John, Jesus goes to a place called Bethesda. And in Bethesda, he sees a man. There, people go to be healed, to go in this pool to be healed. And there's a man who is inflicted, and obviously for a long time. And Jesus asks him, "Do you wish to be healed?" In other words, is this really what you want where you are now? Is this status something you're willing to accept? Or do you truly want to do what it takes to become healed? I think sometimes when we have been true victims, we have to ask ourselves that question. Do we really like remaining the victim? Do we have any control over deciding that it's now a lesson and that we can grow from it and we can help others grow from it? Or do we prefer just to let everyone hear you say, "Oh, poor me, my life is so terrible. I have it so rough. I grew up without money, or my parents weren't around," or, all the reasons that we can feel sorry for someone, right? You can feel sorry for them, but does that help them? Does it really help someone to give them your pity? I don't think pity is a helpful thing. I think respect is helpful. I think giving a hand is helpful, but pity is not helpful. There's nothing positive about it that moves anyone in the right direction. I think you just kind of spiral down emotionally. Both the pitier and the pitied tend to both spiral down with that victimhood, right? But when someone says, "You were a victim, you are no longer if you choose not to be, and I can help you do that," that's no longer pity, that's help. And there's a difference. At the same time, you can choose to say, "I am no longer going to be a victim of this circumstance, of this bad memory, of this childhood. I'm going to take the bull by the horns and I'm going to handle it and I'm going to move forward. And I'm going to use that life experience, what happened to me, to help others not have to have that." And that's when you have power over your circumstance. And when you have power over it, you really aren't a victim anymore, are you? The same goes for your dream. You can be a victim of your circumstance. I live in a small town that doesn't have this, or I couldn't afford a college education, or, my parents couldn't afford a basketball, so I could be an NBA player. You can choose those circumstances and claim the victim role, or you can claim the victor role and have power over it by doing something about it and therefore teaching others and giving them the permission to also do something about it when they see you as the example. So, your dream, in essence, can help others to no longer be victims. So, you can either choose your situation and be a victim, or you can use your situation and help others to not be a victim either. So, go live your dream, be an example, help others to see they don't have to be a victim of their circumstance. Help others to know that there is no exactly perfect right beginning to your dream. The only part of your dream that matters in the end is the end and how you got there and the fact that you were the one who did it. So go live your dream, knock it out of the park, and show a bunch of other folks they can do the same. Have a great day, and I will see you next week.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.